Story 1. The Echoes in the Attic. I had just moved into an old Victorian house on the edge of town, eager to start fresh after a rough few years. The house had its quirks, creaky floors, drafty windows, but it was affordable, and I needed a place to call my own. The first few nights were uneventful, but on the fourth night, I heard something strange. It was a faint echo, almost like a voice, coming from the attic. I convinced myself it was just the house settling, but the noise persisted every night around midnight. Curiosity got the better of me, and on the fifth night, I decided to investigate, armed with a flashlight. I slowly made my way up the creaky stairs to the attic. The air grew colder with each step. When I reached the top, the door to the attic was slightly ajar. I pushed it open, the hinges groaning in protest. The beam of my flashlight cut through the darkness, revealing dusty boxes and old furniture. Then, I heard it again, a faint whisper, echoing through the attic. My heart raced as I followed the sound to a corner of the room. There, in the shadows, I saw a dusty old mirror. The whispers grew louder, more insistent, coming from the mirror itself. I reached out to touch it, but as my fingers brushed the surface, the whispers stopped. For a moment, everything was silent. Then, the mirror's surface rippled, and a pale face appeared, staring back at me with hollow eyes. Before I could react, the face lunged forward, and the attic door slammed shut behind me. I'm still here, trapped in the attic, with only the echoes to keep me company. I don't know how long it's been, but I know one thing. Whatever is in that mirror wants me to stay, forever. Story 2. The Caller. It was a typical Friday night, and I was home alone, binge-watching horror movies. The phone rang, startling me out of my seat. The caller ID showed an unknown number, but I answered anyway, curious. "Hello?" I said, but there was no response, just heavy breathing on the other end. I hung up, brushing it off as a prank, but the calls continued, every few minutes, each time the breathing becoming more labored, more desperate. My anxiety grew with each ring, until finally I unplugged the phone. Relieved, I settled back on the couch, but the peace didn't last long. My cell phone buzzed with a notification. One missed call from my landline. My heart sank. I knew I had unplugged the phone, but the missed call was real, staring back at me from the screen. I didn't dare answer it when it rang again, the sound piercing the silence of my living room. Then, the breathing started, coming from inside the house. It was right behind me. I spun around, but the room was empty. The breathing grew louder, closer, until it was right in my ear. I ran out of the house, leaving everything behind, and I never went back. But the calls never stopped. They follow me wherever I go. No matter how many phones I change, no matter where I hide, someone or something is still out there, trying to reach me.